Half a northerner.
Is it old Jingles time? Or?
Yeah, I think it must be. And what half of you's a northerner, Ian?
My left side.
My
Side.
side.
I really like that jingle. I think it's brilliant.
It's like our own version of ATV night, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jingles we have loved. I thought the best thing last night was those little Crossroads vignettes.
Brilliant.
They had me howling with laughter.
I love it when people like that have enough faith in their own talents to send themselves up. I think it's brilliant.
Just reiterating the story that I think it was you, Lisa, you pointed out the Harrods story, or was it you, Samantha?
Lisa mentioned it and I embellished it.
Well, this is one of the major stories in the Mail on Sunday this week, and they really have a handle on what occupies the everyday lives of men and women in this country. You can't get into Harrods.
Yeah, I know.
And also on the front page, the other front page story, apart from some story about a campaign to introduce a new legal verdict in this country, right next to it is a huge photograph of someone I've never heard of, and the headline, Lady Brockett to divorce. Well, I mean, I don't know about you, but I thought, how can I go on? In the light of this earth-shattering news, Isabel Brockett, the American heiress who married into one of Britain's oldest families, has requested a divorce from her husband, Charles. I can't help feeling, this is written by Sharon Churcher, I think she should be given her own column. Shaz. I mean, she could be the rival, the English answer to Daniel O'Donnell that we've been seeking all these months and weeks.
It's the top story, though. I mean, in Neutrals, they're talking of little else.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. I mean, together with that, as they're celebrating that Byzantine Saints' Day today.
Well, exactly.
It's all go, isn't it?
It's ridiculous, isn't it? It really is. That's one of the things I hate yet love about the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday, because it does it with such seriousness.
It's like that whole area of newspaper marketing, though, isn't it? Because it makes you think of Lady Olga Maitland's beloved ex-column in the Sunday Express.
Yeah.
Write about all her friends, none of whom are known to anyone outside about a dozen people.
I know, and it's sort of slightly disturbing that it sells so well, the Mail, but that's one of the reasons I really like it. I'm putting my scrunchie on my coffee cup and I don't know why.
For those of you who haven't seen it yet, I'm glad to be able to say there is actually a full report on Lady Brockett to divorce on pages 48 and 49.
Yes.
So you can get the in-depth background to it, just in case, Lady Brockett has slipped past in the past.
Of course, and also on the fax machine, I understand that tomorrow's Morning Star has a 15-page pull-out on the subject.
No?
Isn't it a shame that West Midlands Passenger Transport Executive replaced all the engines on their Leyland engine fleet lines?
Oh no, Ian, I can't stand it. I've got anarachnophobia. Is that a really old joke?
Very old.
Yeah, Ken told me that earlier.
Yes.
Do you know what I
said it again, Ken.
Should I tell you something really sad that I said today? You know, like that time when ages and ages and ages ago, that I was, it was actually on the same route that I said this weird thing today.
Yeah.
I was driving down this road and there's this guy on a bike, and I turned around to the people in the car and said, nice anorak he's wearing. Right, okay, similar thing happened today. I was on a bus, because we have to park our car miles away because of the carnival. I was on the bus to collect the car. And it was not a bus that I usually catch. And I was sitting on the bus with Mike, and I said, Ian would love this bus. It's not made in Birmingham. I don't think so anyway. And it's like I knew. Oh, it's so sad. It really was tragic. Anyway, the competition question is, who is Naomi Campbell engaged to? He's the bass player with U2, for those of you that haven't worked it out yet. And you can also call him with your dedications and your jokes, of course. The number is 021 if you're outside Birmingham, 432 2000. Now it's time for this.
Lisa Wallace. She's gorgeous.
Am I going to get told off first? Do you want to tell me?
Yeah.
Get it out of the way.
True Lies. I went to see True Lies with Mike, my friend David, and me. I didn't go with myself. I took myself there with my own little legs. They're not very big, but they get me places.
Fair enough.
And it was the most appalling, ideologically unsound pile of drivel I've seen for a very long time. And my friend Mike loved it, I have to say. But my friend David's who took me to see Howard's End, and I've never forgiven him for it, which is possibly the most boring film ever made. They're all
back then.
Oh, they're all in period costume. It must be a great film then. Emma Thompson's in it. Must be brilliant with that nice Anthony Hopkins. Must be fabulous. Let's all go and see it and say how great it is. I tell you, it was awful. If you're ever tempted, right, if you start suffering from insomnia really, really badly, go out and rent Howard's End. You will be asleep in minutes. Angela Rippon was there when I went to see it.
Oh, I see.
Mixed with them all, man. Joshua Rosenberg, Angela Rippon, all the big names. And he said to me after True Lies, he said, "You have finally paid me back for Howard's End." And I knew what he meant. It was appalling.
Now, I have my doubts about it.
The treatment of women, not just in that scene.
I didn't warn you about.
Not just in that scene, but all the way through the movie. The way women were referred to, the way women were treated, it was absolutely sickening. The way that, now there's no Cold War with Russia anymore. The enemies are all from the Middle East, fanatical Middle Eastern.
Can't get me on that one.
I tell you, honestly, it was just dreadful. Don't go and see it. Just don't. That's some great special effects, though, but don't go and see it. I objected to it so fundamentally you wouldn't believe.
Fair enough.
Anyway, you've been to see Wolf. Now, Wolf is a film that I've been dying to see ever since I'll
just choke to death, Samantha.
Ever since I first read that Jack Nicholson was going to be doing it, I thought, what better person to play a werewolf?
Exactly.
And I just thought it was going to be brilliant. It's had such appalling reviews.
They've been on the bad side of mixed, I think.
Yeah. I definitely haven't seen a good review of it.
I was looking forward to seeing this as well. I hadn't seen many trailers for it, actually. I think I've seen one.
Yeah.
But the posters for it are fabulous. What can you tell from a poster? It's a Certificate 15 with, as you said, Jack Nicholson, Michelle Pfeiffer and James Spader, who I don't think I've seen in anything else.
Yeah, I like James Spader a lot. Wasn't he in Desperately Seeking Susan? Or
Sex, Lies and Videotape.
Sex, Lies and Videotape.
Bad Influence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Happy Ever After. It was one of his lesser-known roles with Terry Scott and June Whitfield.
Jack Nicholson plays Will, an easygoing middle-aged book editor who, when the film starts, is driving along a dark, deserted road somewhere near Vermont, New England. It's snowing and there's a full moon.
I used to be a werewolf, but I'm all right now.
Thank you. I'm glad that's out of the way early.
And it's not big and it's not clever, and I understand that. And I
The address to write to is Samantha's Sunday Night Party, BBC Radio in the Midlands, PO Box 206, Pebble Mill, Birmingham B5 7SD.
And what don't you need?
Past Benito at this present moment.
Bless him. Anyway, now it's time for this.
Half Northern, half Irish, half Brummie. All man. Ian Wood.
My eternal gratitude to Dee Fennick of
You
Aberdeen.
didn't say it.
What? Oh, yeah, with Peter Fennick, the organ.
Can I, before... Really?
Yes, but it's entertaining, Bilge. And certainly in his early days, Billy Connolly used to get an awful lot of stuff from the Sunday Post as well.
Should we start writing them letters?
What, to the Sunday Post?
Under nom de plume, so then we can really laugh on our programme and go, we wrote that.
We'd be too interesting for them. They wouldn't be able to cope.
No, but we could write real bilge.
Yeah,
and send it and see if they printed it.
Well, we've been getting the Sunday Post in our household for as long as I can remember, so I think I can probably get into the way that they think.
Yeah, we should do that, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
In fact, we should... No, we shouldn't have our listeners write in with letters for the Sunday Post, should we? And then send them off and see if they get printed, should we? No. No, we shouldn't do that.
No. But if we did,
This
what
is the
would we
address to write to.
Port Dundas Road, Glasgow. Okay. Let's see. What's on tonight? Or A Fatal Inversion. Really chilling. Hey, this is easier than I thought. Any rotor. Moving on. Annabella Lewin is
She's
back.
back. She's back. I can't wait to hear her single, and she still looks beautiful, doesn't she?
Correct. She's in the
She's
Sunday
probably
Times
still only
this week.
20 as well.
No, she's not. She's
28.
older than me.
28. She's formed a band, and she's moving right away from her old sort of Lolita image, and the title of her new single is Car Sex. I wonder if she makes reference to those road signs which says humps for 500 yards. It's probably got something to do with that. But I believe the single's out tomorrow, so go out and buy it.
We haven't got it. I've been looking around for it. I haven't been able to find it. Surprisingly.
Right, Daniel O'Donnell.
It's going on the playlist, that's what.
Is it?
Is what?
Paul said it's going on the plate. No, Joe. Sorry.
Daniel O'Donnell is back,
Hurrah!
and he's bad.
Is he dangerous as well?
He's dangerous as well.
Is he biting and incisive?
Yes, he is, and he says, I'm sure the ladies will be thrilled to learn that Julio Iglesias is on his way to Dublin.
Yeah.
He'll perform at the Point on Sunday, November the 20th. His breathtaking new... that's breath and taking, two separate words. New album contains a cover of the Patsy Cline song Crazy, which is a superb interpretation. In fact, I'm sure that Daniel O'Donnell writes all the letters to the Sunday Post. It's also the title of the album, which features the Everly Brothers' Let It Be Me, a guest appearance by Sting and a full-throttle duet with Dolly Parton. That's where he strangles her. On When You Tell Me That You Love Me. So, hard-hitting as ever, Daniel O'Donnell.
Hasn't lost his touch.
He's not. He's still out there on the cutting edge. The Independent on Sunday has
I wouldn't do this. I wish you wouldn't stop at 5 to. It really annoys me when you stop at 5 to. If you stop at like 7 minutes to, then I've got time to play 2 records before the end of the programme. If you stop at 5 to, I have to like fill for 2 minutes when all I've got to do is say goodbye to everybody. It's most distressing, Ian.
Well, give us a quick reminder of the competition this week, Samantha.
I can't. It's too late now for the competition.
They've still got 5 minutes to ring in.
No, they haven't. Okay, you have. Okay, if you want to enter the competition, then what's Clive saying, Paul?
I don't think he's saying anything, really.
I thought he was gesticulating to you, but he's not. He's just gesticulating to his chums. If you want to enter the
I
competition...
can tell you about my dream.
He's miming the answer to the competition. I
Oh,
think.
right. Yeah, go on. Tell me about your dream really quickly.
Well, I gave birth to a fitted kitchen.
He didn't.
Yeah.
You're not serious. Oh, wow, I know what I've got to do. That is weird, Ian. That is weird. I'm going to talk to you about that after the programme. A couple of dedications I didn't get to. Hello to Lindsay, Lee and Dan in Erdington. And a big hi to Amy, Vicky and Martin Rowlands. Also, happy birthday to Jane Rowlands, who's 37 tomorrow, from Lee McDonald in Purton, which is in the Wolverhampton area. Clive has very helpfully put there for me. If you want to write to me during the course of the week, I do like to hear from you. The address to write to is, Paul...
Samantha Sunday Night Party, BBC Radio in the Midlands, P.O. Box 206, Pebble Mill, Birmingham, B5 7SD.
And what don't you need?
At the Molyneux.
Sorry, is that a football joke?
Yes, it is.
All right, well, that's it for this week. We'll be back at the same time next week. Obviously not at 4 minutes to 11, but at 9 o'clock. Do you think I'm filling brilliantly?
Yeah, you're doing very well.
Do you think so? How long's Blue Hotel, by the way, Paul?
Actually, 3 minutes and 13 seconds.
Oh, right. So that's all right then. All that remains is for me to thank the following people. I'd like to thank Clive for answering the phones tonight.